Alrighty, so what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bulls podcast. My name is Corey. As we all know by now, the Chicago Bulls have officially drafted Caleb Wilson with the number 4 pick in the 2026 NBA draft. The Chicago Bulls also select Dalen Swain with the number 15 pick. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely believe that this was a great pick by the Chicago Bulls. As I've said in some of my previous episodes on here before, I do think that the move to get Caleb Wilson is a good one. I do think that Caleb Wilson has a lot of energy in regards to how he plays. I like his mentality. Even in one of his interviews yesterday, or I think that was maybe this morning, they were asking him, like, hey, who do you compare yourself to as an NBA player? And he mentioned Kawhi Leonard. And he also mentioned that, he would love to fill Jordan's shoes. He would love to even exceed it, And I think to most people hearing that, they're like, nah, you ain't no way you're going to be better than Mike. Ain't nobody ever been better than Mike. That's never happened before. But, hey, anything is possible. Anything is possible at all. I mean, I don't see it right now, but I think that Caleb Wilson is a fantastic player. And who's to say that he can't be better than Michael Jordan, So I like his confidence. I like the motivation that he has. He seems to be very confident in himself, not in a cocky way or anything like that, but he seems to be genuinely confident in what he can bring to the table as far as being on the Chicago Bulls. He seems to be really engaged with the team already. He seems to be really eager to just start learning things, start learning from the coach, start learning from the players who have been there for a while and all of those good things. So I like that coming from Caleb Wilson. Now with Dalen Swain, I don't know too much about him outside of the highlights that I saw. I didn't really expect for the Bulls to select him. I think it was really a toss-up in regards to who the Bulls were going to select with that 15th pick. But I think that the Bulls did well. Looking at the highlights from Dalen Swain. Solid player, high energy player as well. I know that people are saying that they have concerns, about Caleb Wilson shooting and Dalen Swain shooting kind of as well, but that's something that can come over time. I am interested in seeing what the Bulls will do with free agency. I mean, the Bulls have, if I'm not mistaken, either the most money or the second most money to give free agents this summer, in the NBA offseason. So I want to see what the Bulls are going to do with that. I'm assuming that they're going to address shooting, and then also with the center position. Right now, who do we have? We have Nick Claxton. I don't know. If you want to, my mindset is always in, okay, how can we build a contending team? If not next year, I'm not saying that we expect to be contenders next year, but just going forward, who can we grow with? The core players that we have. Can I envision them as being starters on a contending or championship team? Maybe I'm getting way too far ahead of myself here, but that's how I think. That's how I think. When it comes to the outlook of the Chicago Bulls team. Maybe I'm old school, whatever. But when I think about Nick Claxton, great player. He kind of reminds me of Daniel Gafford in a way. He's not necessarily I don't know if we really look at Nick Claxton like a fundamental big like that. I think he's more of off the pick and roll, throwing my alley-oop, throwing my bounce pass. He goes in there, slash to the hole, get you some dunks, throw some alley-oops, especially for Josh Giddey. I know Josh Giddey is going to love playing with Nick Claxton. But then also I kind of look at Nick Claxton as somebody who can give you high energy, come in and get some blocks. Well, he's going to be coming. I'm assuming he's going to be starting. He can get you some blocks, get you some rebounds. But I don't know. I don't know if that's somebody that you would want as your starting center on a contending team. And again, I'm not saying that the Bulls are contending, but it's just the way that I envision things. So I think that the Bulls, I can see them, possibly signing a center in free agency. Or maybe that's just their plans and going forward. I definitely still think that center is a need for the Bulls. I don't know what the Bulls are going to do with Josh Giddey. There's a lot of rumors out there that they may trade him. I think that the Bulls should keep him. Unless they're really just trying to save a lot of money and just add some more pieces down the line, which I can see that too. But Josh Giddey, and I've been saying this since I started this podcast channel on here, like what has it been, like almost a year now, I think. So, but I've been saying this for a while. Even last year when the Bulls were speculating on how much money to give Josh Giddey in free agency, and I've seen a lot of other people say this, what I'm about to say. Josh Giddey is basically a walking triple-double. Now, he's a defensive liability. He's not a bad shooter, but he's not the best shooter either. I mean, I feel like he's a dependable shooter. I mean, he had a great season last year. He dealt with some injuries, so his defense and his health are kind of some concerns right now. So I'm hoping that he'll play more games this year. And even if he could just be a halfway defender, and the thing about Josh Giddey, what is he, 6'7", 6'8"? So at his height as a point guard, defending other point guards, I mean, just his height alone makes him just an okay defender. I'm not saying that he's a terrible defender, but his height, and now if he was 6 feet tall, 6'1", 6'2", then yeah, he would be a terrible defender. But him just being 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", whatever Josh Giddey is, and being able to defend the other team's point guard, to me, his height advantage makes him an okay defender, but he still wants to work on that because nowadays in the NBA, you've got so many players that can create off the dribble. They got a lot of handles and things like that. So you want to be able to defend that. So he definitely still needs to work on his defense. So I definitely think that Josh Giddey is on a good contract too. I think he's making like 20 or 25 million per year, which is really good for his skill set, But yeah, Josh Giddey is a walking triple-double. He definitely is, So I think that the Bulls should keep him. I think that would be a really solid piece to build around. So I like what the Bulls got going right now. I'm thinking that their starting five next year is going to be, I don't think I know the whole starting five, but at least going forward, these are some of the players in the starting five. Josh Giddey at the point guard. Okay. Buzelis, hopefully they put him at small forward. I think that that's what he more so is rather than a power forward. Caleb Wilson, power forward. And then you've got Nick Claxton at center. Then you've got Jalen Smith coming off the bench. You've got Trey Jones coming off the bench as well. Who else is on the squad? We done traded so many people. But yeah, I think. But now, as far as the core that we should build around, definitely Caleb Wilson, Josh Giddey, Buzelis. I think that's what we should build on. Now with Buzelis, he'll be entering his third year in the league. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. So hopefully he makes that. He takes that next jump. But the thing that I like about the Bulls drafting Caleb Wilson is that I feel like Caleb Wilson is a great complementary player to Buzelis. They kind of have some of the same skills. I feel like Buzelis is better off the dribble. But I think that their skill sets will complement each other. So you get a ball to Caleb Wilson. Okay, he's not necessarily a three-point threat. He's not, he's more of an inside mid-range type threat right now, at least in his career. So okay, he's not going to shoot a three, but it still makes it still makes people to draw in on him, and he's got a good post game too, Caleb Wilson. So it makes people to draw in on him, possibly double team him, leaving somebody open on the perimeter, leaving somebody open in the lanes, slash the hoop, get an easy dunk, get an open three-pointer, things like that, So I definitely think that they complement each other, Buzelis and Caleb Wilson, that is. And then also I like that the Bulls, Tiago Splitter. Now, he's the new coach, and he's got a track record of working with big men. So the Bulls draft Caleb Wilson, great player, but still a lot to learn. So Tiago Splitter, I think that he can help to further develop Caleb Wilson. And we'll see what ends up happening with this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Chicago Bulls drafting Caleb Wilson. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are rocking with it. I mean, for a while, I wasn't all the way sure that the Bulls were going to be able to draft Caleb Wilson. And what gave me that thought was, this was probably like a few weeks ago. You saw that mixtape that Caleb Wilson had out. He hooping and he going in. I'm like, man, I wish that he didn't do this, man. I wish he didn't release this little snippet of him hooping. And now I feel like his stock is gonna go up, But hey, it is what it is. We ended up getting him anyway. AJ DeBanza went first, Darren Peterson second, Cameron Boozer third, and then luckily we got Caleb Wilson at number 4, because I think he could have went as high as number 2. You know, especially with the question marks surrounding Darian Patterson, and then Cameron Boozer. I'm still not that sold on Cameron Boozer. I keep saying that in all of my episodes, but one thing that really sparked my interest with this entire draft, it's going to be really fascinating to see 3 to 5 years down the line from now, because I hope that these top 4 players pan out. I hope that they can all become star or superstar players, especially Caleb Wilson, you know, since he's on the home team for the Bulls. But I think I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if the biggest star in this draft comes somewhere from the middle of the pack of this first round of the draft. You know, I'm talking like picks between 10 and basically 10 and higher than 10. Well, lower than 10, I guess you would say. Between 10 and 30. I think it's going to be some surprises in there. You're going to look up 3 to 5 years from now and be like, dang, I can't believe such and such passed on him. And I just hope that the Bulls are not in that situation where, I mean, you know how people do. Like right now, everybody's saying, no, the top 4 is where it's at. You know, Keaton Wagler is where it's at. So such and such is such and such. You know, people are making their predictions and things like that. But then the funny thing is, those same people, maybe even including myself, who knows? You know, 3 to 5 years from now, you know, God forbid, let's just say that things don't pan out as some of the players think that they were. Now you're going to have everybody saying, like, oh, man, I can't believe the Bulls passed up on Keaton Wagler. I can't believe the Bulls passed up on such and such. You know what I'm saying? Darius Acuff or whatever. You know, but nobody's saying that right now. You know, but as we all know, time will tell. So I'm very interested in seeing how these next 3 to 5 years are going to look for this 2026 NBA draft. And who knows? I mean, maybe even in this second round, there may be some gems there. I forgot what number pick the Bulls have in the second round today. But yeah, we'll see, man. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to take some time to see. But I think that Caleb Wilson is going to come straight out the gate, you know, at least 10 to 15 points per game, close to 10 rebounds per game, a couple of assists, maybe like 3, maybe even 4 assists. You know, we'll see. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Caleb Wilson. I like his attitude. I like his approach to the game. Got somebody calling me. Spam calling, man. Stuff is ridiculous. Like every day I get like 3 to 5 just random spam calls. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that Caleb Wilson is going to live up to his potential? Do you think that the Bulls maybe passed up on somebody? I mean, I think that we made a great pick. I think that we made a great selection in this draft. I know that the Bulls don't have a great history with that number 4 pick. I think Marcus Fizer was number 4, then Patrick Williams. So I mean, hey, even with Patrick Williams, you know, it's still hope. I mean, what is Patrick Williams? 24, 25. I mean, hey, you never know. You know, hopefully he can have a bounce back season and just live up to his potential. You know, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing these players. I'm looking forward to seeing Summer League. That's gonna be nice right there. I keep saying I want to go to a Summer League game one day, man. Never get around to doing it, but every year, this time of year comes up, and I'm like, man, I should have been saving up some money, man. Try to go to Vegas and see the Summer League. Same idea pops in my mind every time this year. I never get around to doing it, you know. So now this spam person has left me a voicemail. Stuff is goofy. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting Summer League. I don't know if Caleb Wilson and the top 4 picks are really going to be playing a lot. You guys know how that goes. You know, usually they play like 1 or 2 games and they kind of just stay away because they don't want to get injured and all of those good things. So it's going to be a fascinating summer league. It's going to be pretty nice. So yeah, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. See red. Peace out.